Press go live.
Shows we're live. Hi,
We are
everybody.
live. We are live. Okay, so we're in. We've got Rock Laws. Hello. We've got me.
Hello, everybody.
We've got Emily. We've got Barefoot. Yeah, we are. We're in and we're off. I'm just getting emails popping up here. Let me just clear them off. Sorry, one sec. Barefoot Rock. Carl Schill. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, mate. How are you? So, Rock Laws has just asked me a question. New Durham Junction Railway. Hello, Craig. Good evening. Thanks for stopping by, mate. Hope you're well up there. So back in the what's it called? Backstage, just before we started, Rock Laws has just asked me a question about the Commonwealth Games. So Rock Laws is in America. I'm in Britain, part of the Commonwealth. We've got Tammy in Australia, and obviously the Australians are leading the medals table. So Rock Laws has just asked me, what is it? Is it soccer? Blah, blah. Well, the Americans won't know what the Commonwealth is. You know the Olympics, Greg? You know the Olympics. Everybody's in the Olympics.
I've followed the Olympics for years, yes.
Yeah, it's the Olympics on a smaller scale.
Okay.
So we've got Scotland, England, Wales, Australia, New Zealand. I think India are in it.
So are the events like track and field, swimming?
Yeah. So it's all your athletics, your diving, swimming, hockey.
So it's winter stuff along with summer stuff.
Summer games. It's all summer games.
Summer. Okay.
It's all summer games.
Neat.
So Craig, New Durham Junction Model Railway. He's at work tonight. He's a taxi driver and he's also a model railway enthusiast. And he's got an awesome railway in his house, which he's called New Durham Junction Model Railway, because he lives in Durham, I would imagine. Is that right, Craig? I think that's quite obvious, to be fair. But yeah, I've been into New Durham Junction Model Railway's lives quite a few times. Shows us around his layout and what have you. As you know, Greg, I like me model railways, so he's in my team on that one. Nitro Freak.
I'll tell you what.
Wow. I've got royalty in the house and Sherry.
Wow.
I have got two heavyweight YouTubers joining in. I can't believe it.
Sherry and Nitro. Yeah. Boy, you got some.
Wow. I am honored to have them pairing. What's going on, guys? Thanks for coming. Sherry, you going to come up? Nitro, what about you, bro? You going to come up? Yeah, he's Craig's in the northeast. I knew he was.
Is that Nitro?
No, I'm on about the
where's Nitro
guy, New Durham. He's in the northeast. So Durham is northeast England.
And what I was going to tell you about your model trains, I always had a hankering for wanting to do more with trains. The one train set I had for a long time, which was actually, I think, my oldest brother's, was really his train set originally. It wasn't the small scale, it was the large.
Yeah, there's so many different scales, isn't there, to model railways? Yeah, so many.
Yeah, I think is HO the big style? Which one's the big car?
So yeah, H you got HO, you got O gauge is quite a big miniature railway. Then you've got your garden railways, then you've got your public sit on ride along ones.
But wow, if I would have had more space and made maybe more income, I think once I got off and was working on my own, I might have gotten into more and setting up a model and train in my garage or something, because
Yeah,
I always love watching and playing with trains.
Yeah, it's expensive as well, isn't it? I think it was Nitro who said something was on about it the other day, because he's into his RCs and everything, and he was saying like model railways, wow, that is an expensive one. But as New Durham will know, and as I know, it's expensive. It's not something you do overnight. The railway I've built, it's literally it's only a meter in long. It's a shelf. It's on a floating shelf, and my aim is to, in time, keep adding to it, putting bits to it and bits to it. But yeah, it's not cheap, just like Frank said.
That's that's how I would have done it too, Trevor, in a hobby way. You get pieces and you just keep adding to it. Originally, back in high school, my older brother, once again, where you talk about Nitro does RCs, and I think his remote controls maybe are more cars. My brother did airplanes, and there was like airplanes actually you had on wires. We didn't do RCs where you stand and you just kind of like you start an engine, you have somebody start it and release it for you because you're in the center, and you have kind of remote control where you're controlling the what I'd call the elevators or whatever that would send the plane up, and you do loops and stuff.
Yeah.
They had actually competitions where on a certain type of plane they put a tail, a piece of cloth, well not cloth, but stuff that could shred on the end of it, and you'd have two guys in the center, and they duel it out, and whoever knocked off the other guy's tail went to the next heat or whatever. Hey, hi, guy.
Craig, what's going on, man? You okay? I think he's got his mic off, has he?
Because I'm in a cradle, that's why.
All right, okay.
Yeah, the phone cradle mutes out everything, so I'll only pop in to say hello.
Yeah, no, appreciate it, mate. Thank you for stopping by. No, his signal's not very good, I don't think. No, we're struggling with you here.
Good picture, though.
Yeah, we've got the picture. We've not got the sound. His mic's not muted.
2 seconds.
Try it.
He's busy working up in the northeast of England tonight. He's taxi driving, aren't you, mate?
Yep. Right, try this one.
Oh, there we go. We've got you.
Is that better?
Oh, now we've lost you.
Super duper. Can you hear? Oh, damn. Right. How's that?
Yeah, I've got you now, mate. I've got you. Gone again.
Bloody hell, man. Check it out. Am I back? Nah.
Trevor,
you came in. That's all that matters, mate.
This is cool. I'm sandwiched between two UK.
Two Brits.
Two Brits.
Two Brits. Two limeys. No,
you guys are across. Oh, darn. I was just going to add, you two guys are across the pond. And then I wanted to ask, does his taxi look like the taxi on the show that I watched? And I told you about this a while back. The show was called As Time Goes On, with the lady who did the James Bond movies in the later years. But she was a major part of that TV series from
you on about that? Is it like a black one that you're on about?
Yes, it was. The taxis they looked black.
Yeah, I think that.
So does his taxi kind of look like that?
Yeah, we call them London.
Okay.
You get them in the cities in England. I actually don't know what type of taxi he has. But yeah, they're more like what you see in the cities. You do see them knocking around the towns and what have you. But taxis in the towns are just like people's own cars that have been given different not different registrations, different special licenses to operate, if you know what I mean.
Are those double-decker buses? Do they still do a lot? I mean, I've seen that from TV shows, but are they really part of the transportation system in, say, like England or London? I was trying to say, or big cities.
Yeah, we have the double deckers almost everywhere. It depends what the route is that they're driving on. If it's a busy route, then you'll see a double decker. If it's not a busy route, then there'll be the little smaller ones. Yeah, Hackney cab. Craig's just said that's what they are. So Craig has got that taxi that you were on about.
I was asking about. Wow, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that TV show showed me how much taxis. I never, I'm sure it's the same deal in New York City. And as a matter of fact, when I tune in and watch certain shows, anybody that's traveling in New York City is using a taxi most of the time. So I guess my point was that TV series, as time goes by, showed me how important taxis were to people in like London or your big cities.
Oh, right. Sorry, Craig's just said now the taxi that was on about is called a Hackney cab. They're the black ones. His isn't. His is a white Ford Transit 9-seater. So it's basically it's a little minibus, isn't it? It's
it's bigger. I see. You could take
it.
It's
Ford Transit side. It's just
So he probably.
We've got someone in the stream who.
Yeah, hello, gentlemen. Sorry to bother.
Hello.
I guess they lied to me. They told me that this was a football channel. We were going to talk about how poorly Chelsea did today.
Well, how poorly Chelsea did. Do you know what? I have not even seen that result. What was it? They were winning 1-0
penalty by Jorginho. Was that?
Let's talk about hat tricks.
Hello,
Trevor.
No, Chelsea won today. Chelsea won. Chelsea beat Everton 1-0.
Yes, 1-0. That was a very poor match, very poor performance. Jorginho penalty. I gotta say, Liverpool, man. Liverpool
struggled.
Struggled,
yeah. Gave away a penalty, equalised it twice, equalised in the 80th minute. Let's talking about Liverpool, let's not forget it's the first game of the season. Okay, Fulham pretty much walked the championship last year. They did really well last year, so Fulham are on a flyer. First game in the Premier League this year for them, at home to a big club like Liverpool. I'd like to see what that result would be in 6 months' time. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you guys have a great signing with Darwin. I think he's magnificent.
Yeah, well, he scored today. He scored today as well. Nunes
and assisted.
Today. Yeah. So no, happy. Not disappointed, but it's a point away from home. That's all that matters. They say that if you win, well, they used to say this, going back 10 years ago, things are different now, but they used to say that if you win all your home games and draw your away games, you're champions. Times have changed. I know that. It's a lot more different than that now. You need to be winning, like, no disrespect to Fulham, but you need to be beating Fulham away.
Of course.
But yeah, first game of the season, you take that. You take that.
So how long is the season and how many games are in a season, Trevor?
Is it 38? 38, is it? It goes to...
Yeah,
I think it's 38. Well, I'm just reading the results now, actually. Tottenham 4-1 against Southampton. Newcastle 2-0. Craig, if you're still in the stream, are you Newcastle? Are you Sunderland? That's just a question. That's to New Durham because he's up that way. I would have thought he'd support somebody up that way. Bournemouth 2, Villa 0. And what have we got tomorrow? We got City and United, Leicester, Brentford, United, Brighton. United, Brighton. That'll be an interesting game. That will be an interesting game. Michael, MLM Warrior. Good evening. How are you, mate? You okay? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming in. No? I've muted you, Mike. That's why. No, I haven't. Michael? Hello? He said in 1 second. He's having technical difficulties. Please bear with us. Oh, no, I've muted. Oh, sorry. Oh, it's me. Can't unmute your guest because they choose to mute themselves. Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. Greg, can you still hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah. It's obviously our tech guru who's having problems here.
I remember the last stream, the three of us, or the three.
He's supposed to be the brains of our group here, Greg, isn't he? Hey. He's letting himself down here. Come on, Michael, sort your shit out, mate.
It was me that was the troublemaker the last time.
It was. Well, I know he can hear us because he's laughing.
Yeah. We still can't hear you, Michael.
That could be a good thing, actually, to be fair, couldn't it?
If he came on, I was about to back out, Trevor. I hate to end it because I know that this will be a great thing for however long you go. But I'll watch it in replay.
No,
The other
worry.
people that
go,
join.
mate. You need to go. You go. Don't worry about me, mate.
I'll hang in here until you get a couple of other people talking. It's not.
Well, it might be a while if we wait for Michael, mightn't it? To be fair, come on.
Oh wow! I'd like to be drinking one of those compared to what I was drinking. Was that draft?
You know what I mean?
Do you have draft? Do you have draft in your house?
No.
You don't have a mini keg. You don't have a mini keg under the bar or something.
A brewery.
I think that's what would be cool about living in Liverpool or London. Having pubs or bars where I could just walk to one, or could have walked to one in the old days of me growing up. I think the atmosphere is really cool. Where people hang and go.
You have a lot of British bars where you are, Greg. I know in places like New York, there's quite a few British bars. What about around near you?
I don't know what you mean by British bar. You mean an actual bar that's ran by Brits?
No, I think like with
Pubs.
Yeah, they've got like Boddingtons and all British stuff in it. I know in New York they do.
Oh, I'm not gonna say there are any in my city of Anderson, and I'm not even sure if they're in Indy, but they may be in Indianapolis. But I'm guessing I'd have to go to like Chicago or New York if that's what I was gonna do. I'm guessing if New York has them, I'm guessing Chicago might have them. Because I do know that Chicago, and talking to a few people I know that lived and worked in Chicago, know, it's like any big. It's like what I'm discovering about a big city of the eateries and establishments and the transportation of the taxis and stuff. You know, so there's pubs. There's pubs and a lot of eateries in Chicago. You know, as you walk through the different blocks or whatever.
Right, let's just go through some comments here. My team are going to win the league, says Carl. I'm guessing he's a Man United fan. Can I block him? Can I? Can I get rid of him? Get rid of him. We don't need stuff like that being said in here, do we? I tell you what, Carl. Just for the ballsy of it, being so ballsy, I'll like that. I know. 3-0, Brighton. Could be. New York's full of Irish bars. Now the Irish, they know how to party, don't they?
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one statement I'm seeing from Carl is he likes red trains. There's nothing like a red train.
I didn't see that one. I missed that one. What are you on about the Virgins there? Richard Branson's trains. They were all red, weren't they?
Hmm.
Someone mentioned kegs. If you live in the northeast, we all have a keg or three. Yeah. Oh, Geordie's and Mackens, they know their beers.
I hate to tell you what I did in junior college when I wasn't even legal. You know, they'd pull money together and they'd buy a keg and they'd go to this one location where there was water and, you know, hardly nobody around and have a keg party. You go to any keg parties, Trevor?
No, I've never. Excuse me. No, I don't get out much, you know. Party-wise,
I mean, back in the day of growing up.
Back in the day, no, I didn't do much of that either.
Wow. Okay.
No, honestly, I've. Do you know what? It's weird because I've left school and gone straight into relationships, and I've not really experienced what you should experience at that age. So no, I've not really done much, to be fair. I have been out and, you know, blown a gasket or two, but that's not much. Not much.
Were you born before the Beatles broke up? Did you ever see the Beatles?
No, I was 1980. Yeah, I think that was after that, was it?
Well, actually, I think they broke up around 70.
Yeah. Oh, well, I was well after that then. Yeah.
But you could have seen like probably Wings. You ever see Wings? You know,
Nah.
did you ever go to where they originally started, which was called the Cavern?
The Cavern Club. There? Yeah. Yeah, I have. I've not been there. I've been outside it. Been outside it twice. I think there's a Beatles museum there as well. It's at the Albert Dock, Liverpool.
Oh, near there, or just in Liverpool? Wow.
Yeah, the museum is.
There ought to be.
Yeah, the museum's at the Albert Dock. I think the Cavern Club's just, you know, a couple of them not far away.
Blocks, not far from there, huh? Wow. And what about Epstein? Was it Epstein? There, whatchamacallit? What about his place? Not Epstein. I'm sorry, wrong person.
I was going to say, isn't he's dead?
It wasn't Epstein, but it was what was that guy's name that manages that took on the Beatles, and he had a music store. And I'm just wondering if his business. I know he's not around because it's like you said, he's gone, he's passed on. But I'm wondering if, you know, they've made some kind of or they promote where his store was or business. I wish I could think of his name. let alone their producer. And I'm sure the record company's still there, right? Because it's Apple Records, right? Is Apple still around? You're not sure.
Craig, Craig, New Durham Junction Model Railway. Thanks for coming in, mate. Appreciate it, especially when you're working. Get back to work. You've got bear tokens you need to get to earn, mate. Thanks for coming in. See you soon, pal. MLM Warrior. Sorry, I'm having microphone problems. We know you're having microphone problems, Michael, and you're our tech guru. You're the one that's supposed to be giving us advice and you can't figure it out yourself. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to speak to Tammy about this. It's not acceptable, Michael. He's laughing. He's laughing. That's a good sign.
Trev, the other thing in chat, I'll bring in something that's more your conversation about cooking. Are you going to put together that video to show us how a rare piece of meat looks compared to a medium well done?
Yeah. So Diana's idea, do you know what, is a really good idea. I like it. I really do like it. I think that'd be a good little thing to do, good little project to do. But the problem is it's the price. It is the price. I can't. I think the whole world, everybody is going through a cost of living crisis. You know, it's not just in the UK. You know, Australia, America, everyone's got it. And 2 steaks is, I don't know, it's close to £10. Close to £10. You know what I mean? I will probably. I probably have to spend about 20, 25, 30 £30. Do you know what I mean? To do that. There's other things that I could buy. There's other things that I could buy that would be more beneficial. Do you know what I mean?
I got you. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
wow.
No,
that'd be a good video. That'd be a good video to do.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. And that's a good video.
It's a really good idea. Really good idea. I like that. And also as well, to show doneness and everything, you know, you buy a little steak, it's, you know, it's probably a centimeter thickness and everything. If you're going to want to be showing on camera what it looks like for internal and everything, you're going to need one that's a little bit thicker. So you probably add into that price again. You're doubling your price. So you could be talking about £40 worth, £50 worth.
Wow.
I only make bread for a living. I can't afford to do that.
Right.
But no, I appreciate Diana's idea there. I really like it. It's a good idea, but it's not for me at this time.
Yeah.
What about you? What's coming up on Rocklaw's TV? Any more? Well, you're always putting hockey out. I can see that.
Well, actually,
hanging out with Steve on the golf range.
Friday I ended with I played golf Friday and I shot 100.
With Steve.
And so I'm always trying to break 100 or come in at 100. And I'm doing fairly good this season, so hoping for even better things. Of course, next season, we're almost through what I'd say this season. So yeah, there'll be a lot of. Or the weather's supposed to, the heat's supposed to get away next week here, and ought to be better conditions as long as it's not raining. And I ought to be getting in a lot of golf time now.
Yeah.
Between now and September, now August, and from this point through September, I should be getting a lot of golfing in. Three or four days a week. And
so what's the flooding like over there? Was that all receded and gone, or was that not in your area?
Well, it wasn't in my area, because we were in a drought for a couple of months. The grass still here in some spots is like burnt out or looks really dry. It's like I said, I cut it today because we finally started getting the rain, and so we're coming out of a drought period and a real hot. Unusual. I'd say we've been unusually hot this summer. So, but we're drifting into fall. The bad thing I heard was guys were talking on the radio, and it might have been this morning, about the Farmer's Almanac forecasting for here a really bad cold winter. So, and when their comment was usually the Farmer's Almanac is pretty much on the long range forecast. Not always, but they put stock into it. Oh, we'll just have to wait and see if coming off of this unusually hot, if we're going to come into a winter that's unusually really bad.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is you were saying I was doing a lot of hockey on Xbox. I was doing a lot of hockey, but I kind of shifted that in the last month, and I've been really into Fortnite because I'm just trying to get better at that game. And they go through what are called seasons, where they must upgrade the game on a quarterly basis. Is the reason why they call it a season. And we're into like we're more than halfway through this period, and the goal for me, I've set a goal to try to get to level 300. I'm at a level 154, and the reason what I'm trying to do is not so much wins, but you go in and you do different achievements to get to level up, and the point I was gonna make it, in trying to improve the game, I'm trying to get the wins and the kills, if you will, because it's a shooter type game. Okay, that's the reason why I mentioned kills. And so I'm at level 154, but I probably won't get to level 300. But as you go through levels, you pick up different things you can get to add to your characters and different characters as you advance through the levels. So I've been playing that a lot.
Yeah, it sounds pretty similar to Call of Duty or something like that. I played Call of Duty years ago. I've not played it for ages.
Right.
I got bored of it. Warfare 3.
Where Call of Duty is more army and military type characters, this is more strange or action. It's like they have Marvel and Darth Vader and Superman characters and Captain America and Indiana Jones type of characters, and it's amazing because this is a highly played by kids game that's teen rated, and there's younger kids that are connected to it. So I started playing it because of trying to pick up a streaming audience. Of course, you got to be really good at it, and you've got the good streamers in that game have played it and are exceptionally good at it. And so, as you can tell, I watched their videos to learn how to achieve certain things in the game. And then I hope to get that up to YouTube quickly so people can watch my videos as well if they want to see me do something. So that's what I'm kind of been doing. I guess you've been working a lot of hours, haven't you?
Oh, Have I? It's horrible.
Oh, yeah,
Horrible.
you have to. Yeah,
Horrible.
because I can tell, you know, it seemed like to me you hadn't been chatting as much, but I'm just guessing maybe it's the time difference, but I'm also guessing you're working a lot of hours.
Yeah, I work 12-hour shifts, and it's bloody hot where I work as well. So it takes it out here. Is Michael's trying to join again here? Michael, sort your stuff out. Now he's gone again. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what's happened.
Who's the
But
new?
yeah, my shifts, I'll do two 12-hour days, and then the next day I'll do two 12-hour nights. So when I finish on the day shift, I've got the morning, then I need to get my head down for a couple of hours, and then I'm on nights. So I'm days, nights, days. Oh, my head's all over the place. I don't know what day it is, what time it is. Don't know what. Oh, I haven't got a clue. Takes it out of me, mate. His computer's working against him. Yeah. Our tech guru is definitely having proper difficulties tonight.
the floating shift where I grew up, there was a factory that had 3 shifts, and I forget their schedule, but they had some kind of mad schedule where they rotated everybody through each one of the different 3 shifts. You know, I guess they were trying to make it fair to some, but wow, it's like I don't see how you go from like third night shift to day shift, and then in this case it would have been they were 8-hour shift, Trevor, and they floated to 3 8-hour shifts around the clock. I mean, shifting people into different